So if you guys are unaware, I covered a video, or I should say I covered a story yesterday talking about Ready or Not. This is a video game that was only on the PC platform up until recently. The developers have stated that they're going to be trying to release the game on consoles. The reason why there's so much drama with Ready or Not is because the developers are currently right now censoring the video game in some way, shape, or form, in some small, in some major, but they're overall censoring the video game. And they're censoring it not just for consoles, because you would think, okay, well, maybe the PC game will be different. It's not. They're censoring the game all across the board, and PC players who have been playing the game for almost 2 years are now going to have to play the new censored version, all because the game is now coming out on consoles, and supposedly they are blaming console regulations for the reason why they're censoring the game. Well, apparently some fans think that this is absolute BS and that they went back on their word. There was a Reddit post that came up recently that showcases a statement that the Ready or Not developers had put out there into the public back when they got massive backlash for one of their missions during their, the initial game. Because a game like this is always going to have some sort of controversy. It's always going to have some sort of an issue. But back in 2021, Ready or Not school mission had a lot of controversy surrounding it. And the developer released an official statement. And in it, the team reaffirmed to everybody its commitment to delivering content that other studios might shy away from. Now, think about this. Ready or Not developers right now are censoring their game because they want to put their game out there on consoles, and they're claiming that this is the only way to do it. Even though there are other games on consoles right now that have dismemberment and have gore and have violence and have all of that. Even Silent Hill F, a video game that's about to come out right now on consoles, is supposedly having an extreme level of gore, an extreme level of violence. We saw it in the ESRB rating. We saw that a girl is going to have her face ripped off. Literally, like stuff like that is going to happen in Silent Hill F. And yet they're trying to claim that, well, they got to censor their game because they want to release it on consoles, right? They're trying to blame the console stores for why this is happening. But we've seen this happen with many different games before. But in any case, I want to go over the statement that this team said, because when you read this statement, and we're going to read it together, you're going to realize just how full of crap they actually are, and how you got to wonder, did they ever really plan to do this, or were they just selling this game to garner a hardcore fan base just to screw them over later down the line to try to chase the mainstream? That's really what I think is happening here. So in any case, they reaffirmed its commitment to delivering content that supposedly other studios might shy away from. Well, look who's shying away from it now. The statement also emphasized a focus on authenticity and realism, which that's part of the censorship, by the way. They're getting rid of the authenticity and realism, certain aspects of the game, whether it has to be with nudity or a dead body, dismemberment, whatever the case would be. All that stuff is obviously possible in real life, so that kind of goes against their statement. But even when tackling difficult subject matters, they're still trying to focus on authenticity and realism. Well, not anymore. Some fans now argue that the game's compliance with mandatory censorship contradicts that vision. And again, I don't think it's mandatory at all. I think their game fully would have been capable of releasing on consoles the way that it was. But what do I know at the end of the day? So let's read their statement. It's a pretty long statement. Let's check it out. So this was from 2021. Keep this in mind for those of you guys who are watching this video right now who are Ready or Not players. And by the way, I saw a lot of you guys' comments and how thankful you were, and I appreciate those comments. Keep them coming. Think about the game that you're playing now, or the game that you're about to play, because this is the same developers, supposedly anyway, who are saying one thing and doing something completely different. So this official Void Interactive statement on the school level from back in 2021, they said there is no easy way to address this issue without creating strong emotional responses from one group or another, but we will do our best. I would like to start by mentioning a quote from our original company documentation that we have always believed in, continue to believe in, and that has been known to anyone who has engaged in our business with our company. Void Interactive has a clear commitment to deliver high-quality, impactful content that other mainstream software developers may shy away from due to cultural conventions and norms. It's so ironic. This entire comment is unbelievably ironic right now. At Void Interactive, we value the voice of our customers. You sure about that? and partners. And whilst this will not dictate our direction, we will allow it to smartly influence what we do. At its core, the game honors the work of dedicated law enforcement officers across the world and in no way intends to glorify cowardly criminal acts. We are dedicated to promoting a level of authenticity and realism in our video game. Ready or not, that carries with it a difficult subject matter. We understand that this requires a certain responsibility to our fans and community, yes, but also to those who have been impacted by traumatic events law enforcement all too often responds to. Rest assured, our aim is to handle all of Ready or Not's content with the level of weight and respect that it warrants. We have recently had to remind certain team members of the required care in discussing this material now and in an ongoing basis. School is not just part of the fabric of Ready or Not's story, it is part of the fabric of thousands of people's stories worldwide. It is a story of those who have died too soon at the hands of a deranged gunman. The story of family and friends waiting for a phone call that might never come. The story of the first responders who do everything they can only for it to not be enough. It is to look at an uncomfortable reality that has become all too common, and we hope that we could play some small part in honoring those who have been impacted by these real-world tragedies with a portrayal that does not trivialize their experiences. We will continue to follow our vision. We will continue to listen, and we will continue to work every day on Ready or Not. So they got a lot of backlash on the level that has to do with the school. Now, again, I haven't played this game. I just might start playing this game to see what this is really about and to see just how bad the game actually must be, according to all these people who can't handle it, but some reason decide to keep playing it. But apparently the school level was so bad that they got a bunch of backlash for it. And instead of bending the knee back in 2021, and mind you, back in 2021, it was a lot harder to not bend the knee than it is in 2025. In 2025, this year, it's a lot easier to tell people to go fuck off. Whereas in 2021, that is the prime time of DEI and wokeness. 2020 and 2021 were prime years for that stuff. Everybody was getting canceled. It was all over the place. So now all of a sudden, they were able to not bend the knee in 2021, but for some reason, they were not able to do so in the year of 2025. It just seems kind of weird to me, right? So it's very obvious that you guys didn't want to censor the game back then. You didn't want to, mess with your vision back then. So why are you messing with your vision now? It doesn't quite make any sense. So Void 21's interactive statement also noted the team wouldn't let the voice of customers or partners dictate its decision. So if that's the case, then why are you letting the voices of partners dictate your vision now? Is it because you want to release this game on console and you're hoping to chase some form of mainstream money? I really don't think this is the kind of game that's going to hit mainstream. I don't think this is a game that's going to go past its niche hardcore fan base, which, by the way, like we discussed just the other day, it has a really decent fan base. It has a pretty big number of people playing this game. It sold 5 to 8 million copies on Steam alone. That's not a small number. That is not a small number at all. How much more money do you possibly want? I just don't get it. You are going to betray your fans, like I said in my first video. You're going to betray your fans. You're going to essentially just ignore them while you chase whatever dollars you're trying to chase on console. And I guarantee you it's not going to be worth it. I don't think you're going to get the money you're hoping to get on consoles. It's going to offset the betrayal that people are going to feel when they start to play this new censored version. And that's if they even start to play at all. I can only imagine what the Ready or Not numbers are going to look like in a couple of months from now. Will they go up? Probably not. They're most likely going to go down. But as of this writing, the developer has not yet responded to the backlash. It seems like the team is moving forward with the changes and encouraging the fan base to adapt to the new, less graphic version of Ready or Not. Some early signs, however, suggest the community may push back against the changes. In addition to the wave of negative Steam reviews, the censorship announcement on the Steam community page has 0 likes and over 1,000 comments, a possible indicator of opposition. That's insane. Their post has 0 likes. Literally nobody is agreeing with this sentiment of what they're doing with their game. So I guess we're going to see what ends up happening. And like I said earlier in my last video, and I'm going to repeat myself here again, what they're doing here, there needs to be laws, or there needs to be some sort of digital rights protection against this stuff. Because the fact is, this game came out a year and a half ago or so, and people bought a certain game and they've been playing that game for almost 2 years. And now all of a sudden, that game is going to be censored all across the board. We're talking about 8 million copies of this game being censored all across the board. For what? For the 20,000 people that are going to buy on console, the 30,000 people that are going to buy on console, you're going to piss off 8 million copies of players for the 20,000 console players that are going to buy this game, maybe if you're lucky. It just doesn't make any sense, man. So I guess we'll see what ends up happening with this video game, but this has to be one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen a pretty decently prominent developer do. Like I said, this is not a small game. It's got a big amount of sales, a decent fan base that is still playing this every single day. It's a really stupid decision, and you got to wonder, why are they doing this at this point in time? So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this? Do you think that they went back on their word? Do you think that this is the ultimate anime betrayal? Or do you think at this point they're allowed to do what they want to do, and it just is what it is, and we got to either deal with it or not play? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.